Pronto, Vincenza.
Pronto, Randy, and welcome everyone to our 20th episode of our Pronto podcast. Can you believe it? 20 episodes.
No.
This is so great. Have you been enjoying your time with me?
Yes, immensely.
Good. I've been enjoying my time with you. And welcome everyone to our 20th episode of our Pronto podcast, where we talk about all the beautiful things life has to offer, whether it's fashion, self-care, goals, inspiration, favorite memories, current events, really everything and anything. And I love it because it's, something that we are truly both passionate about, and we always speak from the heart. But more importantly, the influential people that we get to interview. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Great people, really interesting and the top of the class, right?
Exactly. Top of the class, but we're always learning. And I think that's the beauty of this podcast, but also what we do, even off camera and before the lights turn on, before we start recording. Randy and I always share with each other that we love talking to so many inspirational, influential, informative people, like all the individuals that we get to meet, that we have the honor of interviewing, because truly it is an honor.
Yeah, some of the greatest artists comes in the salon, and we get to talk to them and see their projects. It's really interesting.
Exactly. So let's go down memory lane. How about that for a second here? So 20 episodes, 20 incredible people we've had the honor of interviewing on this podcast, but also the chance of, to learn more about them and share their, they have the opportunity to share their story. Yeah. If you could just, maybe name a few or name ones that kind of just the highlights, if you could. I mean, they're all 20 are, including today. So we didn't get to today's guest yet, but we're going to include her into the, onto that list. Out of all of the guests that we've had on Pronto podcast, if you could just maybe highlight a few or name a few that just were the highlights.
The first podcast was Nina, acupuncturist.
That's right.
And yoga instructor, and clothing stores, and she's really interesting, and she travels all over the world. So she's really a great person to talk to. I feel like we had so many guests that were unique, and they're all different, but they're all really fun to talk to. And we always say after a podcast, I want to be friends with everybody.
So out of all 20, if to name a favorite is difficult, because we have had the opportunity to just meet and feel inspired by so many influential guests. So thank you to everyone that has joined us on our Pronto podcast and has made the time out of their very busy schedules to join us and share your story. So if you're listening today, thank you again. And we celebrate all of you. All 19 plus today makes 20, which I'm so excited to get to. But before we get there, how have you been, Randy? I've been just chatting away about the excitement, the celebratory episode of 20 episodes of Pronto. How have you been?
Really good. Yeah. I recently I take my boys fishing and camping every year. I started when they were 3 and 6. And they're 27 and 30 now. Aww. And we go to an upstate place called Glendale, outside of Altoona. And we camp, and, I rent a pontoon boat and we fish. And it's really great. I'm not a camper, 2 days, I'm ready to,
just
pack
2
it
days.
in.
Just 2 days?
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot. I think that's a lot. Yeah. And the fact that you're able to disconnect, even if it's for 24 hours, but 2 days is even better.
Yeah.
With your family.
Yeah.
And spend that quality time with your children. And I know that they're grown adults now, but there will always be your children, right?
Yeah.
And it's important to disconnect with the world and just spend that quality time with them.
And they talk more around the campfire than they talk anywhere.
Really?
I don't know if, what it is, like camping and campfires, and, we sit around the campfire and talk, and I learn more about them annually at the camping than I do the rest of the year.
Well, I try to envision that experience myself, because I do love bonfires and campfires. And there's just something calming about being in that environment. And you're very relaxed.
Right.
And that's the purpose of it. And I could see them, they feel very relaxed and they feel de-stressed and they can just open up their hearts and talk and bond. So it's a beautiful, beautiful opportunity that you share with your family.
And cell phone reception is poor. So
beautiful.
They're forced to put their phones away.
Yes, that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. Sometimes it's okay to have poor cell phone reception, right? Not always, but sometimes it's okay. And for reasons like that.
Yep.
And I appreciate that family time. And anybody that knows me, I am a big advocate for family time and making sure you set aside time to spend with the ones you love, especially family. And I live a very busy life. You know that, Randy. And I know many that know me know that as well, that, I live a very chaotic, busy life. I'm always go, 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 go. But I do make it a point to set aside time to be with my family. And that's something that's valuable to me. Very, very important, especially at this point in my life. And I protect it and I make the most of it. And I actively put my cell phone down because I think it's really important to make those memories together. And you don't need a cell phone to do it. Yeah. And listen, there's the beauty of capturing memories and photos and videos with your cell phone, but sometimes it's okay just to be in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sure you were doing that.
Yep. Living in the now.
Right. And that's so special. So special. And I love that. And I appreciate you sharing that with all of us. I actually had the opportunity to spend my Sunday with my aunt and uncle. So my uncle Bruno and my aunt Bernadette from Brooklyn, New York.
Wow.
I went to, it was very spontaneous, but I decided to take a trip up to Brooklyn, New York for the Santa Rosalia feast, which is it's very popular. Wow. It's been going on for decades. It's also known as the 18th Avenue Feast in Bensonhurst. And it is the Saint Rosalia is the patron saint of Palermo, Italy. Wow. But it's a traditional feast that's been happening in Brooklyn and especially in Bensonhurst. And it's just so fun. They shut down 18th Avenue, which is like an iconic street in Brooklyn. And if you probably have seen 18th Avenue on many movies, famous movies and whatnot, but they shut down some portions of 18th Avenue and they have vendors and rides and live music and dancing. And it's all outside. And it's so nice because all the community comes together and there's so many different people from all different ethnicities and backgrounds. And it's really, really special to see another city experience that because we do a lot of outside events here in Delaware, but it was really special to travel to Brooklyn and spend it with my aunt and uncle. And I really appreciate it. So shout out to my aunt and my uncle from Brooklyn, New York, because we definitely take for granted sometimes when we don't have the opportunity to spend time together. When you do, you treasure that. So had to give them a shout out. But you know what? I have to say, I went to lunch today, somewhere new. You're going to be shocked. You ready?
Yes.
I had pizza.
Whoa.
And it wasn't my place. All right. I have to give them a shout out. It was really good. And I was really blown away. I just tried something new and different. Have you ever heard of Pizzeria Maki?
No.
Okay. Greenville.
Oh, Greenville.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's all coming to you, right? Yeah. So So I had filming this morning at DETV for Good Morning Wilmington, and then I had a break. And I was like, okay, I'm really hungry. Where am I going to get lunch? And I started driving, and I'm like, oh, let me, travel this way. And I went to Pizzeria Maki in Greenville, Delaware. It's known for, it's a different concept, a different take. It's pizza and sushi. Right. Two of my favorite food items, pizza and sushi, but it's in one place. So I walk through the doors because it's my first time there. I walk through the doors and by surprise, I see a high school friend.
Really?
Behind the counter making the pizza. And I was so happy to see him. And he was just updating me on things and how things are going with the business. And it was really neat to just kind of reconnect and get updated on things. But I enjoyed a really good margherita pizza. It was so good. And I was like, you know what? This is great when you find a place for the first time and you go and you try something you love and you're blown away. So shout out to Rob Toey from Pizzeria Maki. Excellent pizza. Go check them out. But make sure Rob is making your pizza because he did a phenomenal job. You can tell he makes it with love.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Pizza is everybody's favorite, right?
I've met one person in my time that did not like pizza.
Really?
But that's okay.
I could eat pizza every night. I don't, but I could.
Right? Well, since we love our pizza, we have to just transition to other things that we do love. And I love this next guest. Super excited about this one. So without further ado, we are excited and honored to welcome our guest today, the reigning Miss Delaware USA 2023, Noa Mills. Noa Mills is 25-year-old partnership implementation specialist partnering with the largest healthcare providers in the country, specializing in destigmatizing substance use recovery. As one of 5 children born to 2 pastors, Noa has devoted her life to philanthropy as the CEO of Rethink EDU. She has received the Governor's Outstanding Service Award, written past Delaware Regulation 615 2.0, mandating schools to provide students with mental health resources in support of her behavioral health passion, established the Noa A. Mills Annual Scholarship at the age 21, created the Noa A. Mills Community Cleanup Service Project at 19, and became a published author of 2 books at 16. A member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Forbes, The Culture, and an Aspen Ideas Fellow, she is no stranger to understanding the impact of her efforts. It is her life's purpose to give others permission to think, be, and achieve big. Please welcome Miss Delaware USA 2023, Noa Mills.
Wow.
Welcome, Noa. Noa, I'm sure many know at this point that I know you very well. I am the executive director of the Miss Delaware Teen USA organization. But reading your bio out loud, it gave me chills.
Outstanding.
It gave me chills. Noa. Wow. And I, I have had the honor, Randy, of getting to know Noa for 3 years now.
Yeah.
And I know her well. But reading that bio out loud, wow, Noa. Hats off, my dear. Hats off.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, my goodness. Well, congratulations, obviously, with all of these amazing accomplishments. You have really set the example, become a role model to so many. It's just truly impressive. And again, I know and I see all your hard work and efforts that you've done and continue to do day in and day out. So, Noa, tell us a little bit about yourself of things that we don't know.
I guess some things that you probably wouldn't know about me is that I really like to do, I promise, normal human things. I am not always a robot. I don't always wake up hitting the ground running. I really, like Vincenza, I'm a family girl. I am one of 5 children. We're all 1 year apart, which keeps things very exciting.
I'm sure.
It's so exciting just to really have a foundation of family and love in my home. And we love to take it outside and then share our love with the rest of the world through philanthropy as well. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, your passion for giving back and service.
Mm-hmm.
Before Miss Delaware USA, before pageantry, it seems like that was always a part of you. It was like in your DNA.
Yeah.
What gives you that passion to keep going, or that drive?
I think you could definitely say it is very literally in my DNA. My parents are pastors and have been serving the community for as long as I've been alive. Actually, our church has been as old as me. So that is really true. So I really grew up in church being able to have the opportunity to see directly what our individual efforts can do. A lot of the times we look at really, really big world problems and think, there's no cure for this disease, or there's no huge answer to this, and we can't find the solution. But I've learned through my parents' example that, you're one contribution to this effort is also just as valuable as the cure or the solution. So I love being able to contribute to, the causes that mean something to me in that way, and also being able to empower other people, men, women, and children to understand the power of their efforts as well.
Excellent. Wow. So you're the CEO of Rethink EDU. Tell us about that. Tell us more about Rethink EDU.
Yeah, so Rethink EDU actually started when I was a lot younger than I am now. It really started with my parents. My parents also both own nonprofits, and I was like, I think I want to do this on my own. And my parents actually had helped me set it up and helped me figure out how to run it, and pretty much gave me the reins to go and enjoy myself. So they share with me, what we're seeing now is a picture of a annual scholarship that I give out to students. So it actually was something that came about very organically. I was actually at an event here in Delaware about 3 years ago, where a student was saying there's just not enough opportunities for us to receive scholarships. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to look for them for the student. I'm like, well, how about I start one? And, a lot of the times we come across experiences in life where we want more, or we see opportunities for there to be more of something. And I remove the opportunity of myself to complain about things, and empower myself to be the answer to them. And I think that has really empowered my approach to life and how I guess, give myself the opportunity to be the solution to the problems that I see in the world.
Wow. And I know that you have established the Noa Mills annual scholarship.
Yeah.
Wow. So let's go into that a little bit more in detail. So have you had the opportunity to present a scholarship this year to someone already?
I actually have picked a recipient just this week. They will be receiving it at the end of September. I will be at Miss USA, but that is something that I will be making sure that they get. It will be of $1,000. This recipient does attend the University of Delaware, so I'm really super excited to just share with them something that really means something to me, and over the past 3 years has been able to continue the academic journeys of so many students here in Delaware.
Wow. Well, since you brought it up, yes, let's talk about it. Miss USA.
Yes.
Wow. And another congratulations from both of us, Randy and I, on your much deserved win of winning the title of Miss Delaware USA in April. And now Miss USA. Tell us, how has been the preparation? How are you feeling? And tell us about, when is Miss USA and where?
Well, first and foremost, I've been preparing for Miss USA for the past 3 years. It feels like I started my journey to Miss Delaware 3 years ago. I did not win on my first try, but I am a testament to dedication and being able to continuously pursue the dreams that you are sure in your heart are for you. On my third try, I won, and I'm super excited to have been using the past 3 months that I've had this crown, not only to impact the community, but to use it to really develop myself as a young woman and really prepare for Miss USA. So there's tons of training, whether it's walking or, finding a gown or finding a new outfit. But most importantly, I find that the most important aspect of this is really just who you become. I've grown so much. I am not who I am 3 months ago, but it really has developed me into someone that has really accumulated such transferable skills, whether it be public speaking or being able to interact with anyone in any room. I feel now you can put me in the middle of the desert and I'll be just fine. It's really something that allows you to really develop who you are as an individual. And I feel so ready to go to Miss USA, thankfully to the help of my team and my beautiful director, Vincenza, who makes sure I have everything that I need to succeed, and just put the backing of this beautiful state. I mean, there's nothing like the love that I've received from Delaware. So it empowers you to know that you really can, go and succeed, and also, potentially be Miss USA. So I think it's really,
oh my goodness.
Everyone needs a Vincenza in their
everybody.
family.
Oh my goodness. Everybody.
Guys.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, I am so full of joy right now, just listening to you speak and how passionate you are. And it's so true, Randy. Noa's story is so inspirational. I mean, it brought so many people to tears when they announced her as the new Miss Delaware USA 2023. The whole theater roared.
You could feel it.
It was such a beautiful experience to witness. but the joy that was in the room, the support from her fellow contestants. I mean, it was truly a beautiful testament of what the sisterhood is all about in the Miss Delaware USA organization. But more importantly, moving toward Miss USA, and that's what it's all about. And Miss USA, the Miss USA pageant is considered to be the Super Bowl of all pageants. So why don't you share with us, when is Miss USA and where, and what are you doing to prepare?
Yes. So Miss USA is going to be September 28th to 29th. So it feels like it's tomorrow.
Okay.
But we really have been really hitting the ground running, just being super consistent in our training, whether it be again, finding our gowns, making sure that we're prepared with all of our wardrobe for an entire week of events. And then also just being able to make sure that our skills are the best that they can be, whether it be public speaking for interview, walking, training for working out, things like that. But just making sure all of it is consistent. So I think a lot of prioritization of our time, lots of time management, and really being able to just approach it from a really healthy heart posture, just going into it, wanting to enjoy it, have the most fun, and also just, think about this experience as understanding it's a once in a lifetime thing that you earned. So just enjoy it, have the best time, make the most of it, and, just be present.
Right, exactly. Randy, you have to watch.
Yeah, I will.
Yes, you definitely have to watch it.
Yeah, Noah's energy is incredible. Like I can feel it
Thank you.
just talking.
I told you.
Yeah.
I said it. No, I told him. I said, you're going to love Noah. It's the energy, but she is with that. She's that person with anyone that she meets. And it's so true, Noah. And it's very, very true. And going back to all of your accomplishments, you were awarded the Governor's Outstanding Service Award for your service to the state of Delaware. Congratulations on that.
Wow.
Thank you.
That is a prestigious honor to receive that. And I'm sure you were just so honored to receive it. So tell us a little bit more about that award and recognition.
I was over the moon. I think when I received that email that I had received this award, during COVID is when I received it immediately after. We weren't able to have a formal celebration of it, but I was so honored. I think a lot of what I do doesn't seek award, and really just is looking for the impact in the world. I think my parents really did a really good job of being able to let me know that, if you see a problem in the world, you can take care of it. Like you really can have something to do with that. And I think being able to approach again life and problems and areas in my world where I know that I have control. And I think a lot of times a lot of people always say things about like finding your voice, and I love one thing my parents always say is that you don't have to find a voice, you were born with one, and being able to go and use it is something that's so impactful and empowering to me, and being able to do that through my service, whether it be the scholarship, whether it be the community service cleanup, whether it be I put on a whole conference when I was 18 for about mental health with women in Delaware. It was amazing. But I think a lot of
wow. It's impressive. It's truly impressive, but you keep setting the bar higher and higher. And I could see that you do it in a way that you always maintain this level of humbleness. Like you are so humble about these things. And I only say, I'm saying this again in a way that I've watched you compete in pageantry, but I've also had the opportunity to get to know you over the last 3 years and to see and learn about all of your accomplishments. So humble. And I think that's also a testament of mom and dad, your upbringing, your family. And I truly believe they played a huge role in shaping, you into the person that you are today. But I just mean so incredible. And another thing, at the age of 16, you became an author.
I did.
Wow, 2 books published. So tell us about the book.
Yes, so I actually wrote a book called Why Can't I? And this is a really funny story. Again, my parents really gave me the opportunity to really approach life from there are no ceilings. There truly is nothing that you cannot do. And I was in class. I was in 6th grade when this occurred. Actually, I remember it like it was yesterday. And my teacher, I think they were doing like a career activity where they were like, okay, pick one thing to do for the rest of your life and like just settle with it. And that's what you should do. Like that was my teacher's outlook at the time on life. And I was in my head, my parents have the complete opposite perspective. In my head, I'm like literally 16 years old. I couldn't be more than like 13. In my head, I'm like, this is not right. I'm going home to my mom and she's like, okay, Noah, let's breathe. Okay. It's going to be okay, right? And at the time, because my mom is like Mother Teresa, she's like, okay, so what can we do about this? I'm like so worked up.
Right.
And she's like, okay, well, what can you do about this? You have something to say. So let's figure out an outlet to say. So she's like, think about it. She's like, well, how can you get your thoughts out there? And I was like, well, maybe I'll write a book, because at that time my parents had already written. My dad has 12 books, my mom has 7.
Wow. I actually did not know that. I did not know that. It doesn't surprise me, but I did not know
I think
that.
we should have Noah's parents.
Oh, wait, you will love them.
Yeah.
Oh, Randy.
Sorry.
Bernadette is a superwoman. I
she
love
really
her.
Is. She absolutely is.
But also her dad is amazing too. That's okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if your parents are listening, if they're tuning in, but they're going to be on the show.
Yeah. No, true. And I know that they would love to do that, but they really have been such an example. And I think even at such a young age, me writing a book as my outlet to respond to this, because I really don't have a mean bone in my body to be like, that's not right, or like to speak up or be disrespectful. So I started writing a book, and I ended up calling it Why Can't I? And I have had the opportunity to sell over 2,000 copies since then, and really put them in schools in Delaware, Pennsylvania, New York, and really just be able to impact the minds of young people to ask, why can't I accomplish anything that I put my mind to? Or why can't I do, or become anything that I put my mind to? So that is what my first book is about. And I wrote it when I was 16.
Really impressive.
Yeah. Right. And I'm sure that maybe there's another one in the works.
Yeah, there's a third in the works. Yes.
I had an idea, maybe, but I figured. So are you able to share a little teaser or anything? Okay, share with us.
Yes, I wrote my second book when I was 21. It was called Lessons from Behind the Desk. I published that with Barnes & Noble. And that one did really well as well. It was a little bit about my educational and academic journey as an adverse learner. I had a ton of advanced classes in school. So I wrote about my journey throughout the academic programs that I was in that book. But in my third book, now in my older age of 25, I say older than 21, I really wrote a book about my journey and all that I've accomplished since I was 16, and I started called Fighting First Place. And it'll be out at the end of October. So I'm super excited to share that with everyone. But it really is just about just really being able to just move through life as someone who people, I guess, look at as a serial accomplice or someone who does a lot of things. And I think there was a time in my life where I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, or I don't know if I, can accomplish all these things. And I think in this position now that I've done them, I would love to go back and be able to share with everyone that, doubt is a real thing. So is, self-belief. And I think being able to accomplish the things that I have been from the understanding of internally that there is nothing that stands between you and anything that you put your mind to. And being able to write about that has been really an exciting journey. So I'm excited.
Noah, do you sleep?
Yes.
She definitely does.
Yes, I do. And you can ask Vincenza. I'm asleep at 9:00. That's it. But I do wake up every day at 5:30 to go to the gym. But my day starts at 5:30 and ends at 9 on the dot. I'm in the bed and sleeping. I just like to make the most out of my time. And that's another value. Again, I'm sorry my parents are not here, but they have taught me just so much about being able to take your life and be in the driver's seat of it.
Is very good with that.
Just know that, your life can be whatever you make it, and you're entirely in control of it. And there's really, truly nothing that, stands between you and that. And also something I love to say, and I say all the time, is that I believe that if you want opportunity to knock, you can build a door. And I think that's what I've been doing a lot of my life, is building doors for opportunity to knock, so that when it comes, it's not a surprise. And I think that that's something that we all can really see in our lives in any way.
I was just sharing with Randy about the way that I have asked you to do things as a title holder, and you always are doing it on top of everything else you do. And you sleep. That's the question, really. No, maybe, yes, I think you do.
Yes, I do sleep, but I think something that I think this is something that I share with Vincenza is our ability to manage time very well. I think having Vincenza as a director, watching her be the director of Miss Delaware USA and do all this she's doing with DETV and be here on Pronto and like she's everywhere, but so am I. So I think a lot of what we do, it really picks up on one another about just how we approach our lives and our world is very similar, which is why I think we work together really well and have been a really great team in this whole organization as well.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Well, I have to say, it's evident that you are a queen of philanthropy because you've had a huge, impact on the community, and in other lives, and you've been such a beautiful role model to so many, even before winning the title of Miss Delaware USA. But with the title of Miss Delaware USA, I'm sure you've had so many goals and dreams that you want to continue to achieve. So with the title of Miss Delaware USA, what have you been up to? What's happening next? Obviously, Miss USA.
Yes.
Hopefully we can. It was saying, wait, hold on a second now. I have to tell Randy real quick. Randy, I joke with Noa all the time that I hope that her title changes.
Yes.
I joke with her all the time. I hope your title's changing in a month. Anyway.
Me too.
but let's talk about present day. So tell us about the goals and next steps with Miss Delaware USA.
Yeah, so go for Miss Delaware USA, goals for me was just to be able to take up so much space. I gave my final answer, and in my final answer on stage, I said, I want to do the work from day one to day 365, and I so mean that. Like I could pinky promise everybody in the room that I could. Like I want, that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that I'm seen, that I'm out, that I'm active, that I'm advocating for this organization in the ways that it's impacted my life so that other women can understand that it's just as much available to them as it was to me. And that it's not something that's super out of reach. I think for myself, when this opportunity was brought to me, I was around like 17 and I had nothing about pageants at all. You could have told me about walking somewhere on a bikini. I was like, what are you talking about? Like nothing. I think I walked into my first interview, like with my sash on backwards. Like I was so out of it, no understanding at all. But I think over the years, I just fell in love with it. And it, like Vincenza says all the time, it's the sisterhood. And I promise you, it's not fake. It's not phony. It's not, the thing that you see on like TV, it's not catty. It's a very real experience where there are women that are just as smart, as intelligent, as beautiful, as kind, as just all encompassing as you are. And I think that being able to connect with like-minded women in that way is something that I don't feel like you can get anywhere else. So being Miss Delaware USA has connected me with women across the country, all my sisters that I'm going to Miss USA with, to be able to enjoy them even before we get there. But even has allowed me the platform to advocate for causes that mean so much to me. I think they shared a picture of me at Solidcore at an event that I collaborated with them here in Delaware to just advocate for health. That's something that I have loved to do for a long time, just having had lost family members to, health-related diseases and things like that. So I'm really big on that. I'm just really big on being able to share with people, there is an opportunity for you to take up space in the world around you. I collaborated with Michael Kors here at Christiana Mall to raise over $7,000 to give to Nemours Hospital at an event that I had with them 2 months ago. And it's just been an exciting time to really use this platform to impact the people here in the state, but also just across the country because they're watching. And I think it's important to understand that, with this comes a very large mic. And, you can use it or you can lose it. And I want to use it. So that's important to me.
Yes.
With all your accomplishments, what do you do like, regular person?
Repeat.
Like
what is that regular
pizza
person?
or go down the shore,
My favorite human activities when I'm not being human is really just to hang out with my siblings. I love my sisters. Like you would probably think that we are like inseparable. It's a little silly because we love to do everything together. Like I'm talking like go to the mailbox, I have to hold your hand. Like it's not. But it really is something that I love hanging out with my friends. I really, really enjoy. A lot of people don't know this, but I did gymnastics for a very long time. And I actually had the opportunity to meet my gymnastics coach on an appearance here when I was Miss Delaware USA. I met him again after 10 years. And I was just like, I need to go back to the gym and tumble. Like I've done gymnastics, I played basketball, I played tennis. I just played everything under the sun because my parents were made it mandatory. But I enjoyed it while, it was fun. But I just like to do new things. I love to try new things. I like to go new places. I'm really big on just enjoying new experiences and all that life has to offer. So I love that. I also like to eat too. So that's always great.
Right. And it's true because she eats at B&M Bistro, right?
Yes. Yes. It's so funny. The day after I won, I got home the night I won at like 12:30 and I went to sleep and woke up and I was like, okay, Vincenzo, like, what do we do? She's like, come to the restaurant. And like, she has all this food waiting for me. I'm like, oh, this is already an exciting experience. Really
Congratulations. Here's the pizza and pasta.
Here's the meal. I'm like, this is perfect. I love it here. So
I don't get makeup and dresses. I get pizza and pasta out of my winners.
And listen, I loved every second of it. It was delicious.
Thank you. So, Miss Delaware USA.
Yes.
Let's talk Miss USA again. With the title of Miss USA, what would you do with that prestigious title?
I think I would just continue to do what I'm doing now. And first and foremost, just continue the message to share with women that life is not an and, it's not an or, it's an and. So I like to tell women a lot that I approach women from the perspective of and, not or. So you really don't have to choose who you want to be, one thing over the other of all that you want to accomplish. I really do believe in being unlimited in what it is that you perceive for yourself in life. And I would love to be the example to that on a national level. Also, another cause that is super important to me and that I actually have lost family members to is behavioral health, specifically substance use recovery. I actually work full time as a partnership implementation specialist, designing implementation plans for healthcare companies across the country. I've worked with the largest of them in this country to be able to develop plans to impact how people recover from substance use in states all over the country. So I really enjoy being able to be a part of the redirection and destigmatization of substance use as it pertains to our particular country. And I would love to be able to really advocate for that in a way that is very real and very, very intentional on a national level if I was to win Miss USA.
Wow. I know Randy's like, she's Miss USA.
I feel like a failure.
No, you're definitely not. That is who Noa is, right? That is who you are. And that is something that anyone that meets you says, wow, what a remarkable individual.
It just means so much to me. It really does. And I know you shared about just me being humble, but I'm trying to tell you, there is nothing, I tell people all the time, there is nothing about me that is different from anybody else. There is always an opportunity for everyone, for all of us really, to take the world by storm. I think just knowing and understanding that who we are all gifted in some way. And there's always going to be something that we can, do and accomplish and create. And I think that the biggest thing to do to understand that is to really look inside yourself and understand that, all it is a decision. All it is a decision.
As we are coming to the end of this podcast, which we don't want to end, is there any last minute or last thoughts that, or, something that you really, really want to share that we didn't touch on, or and even just also share us, your social media handle and ways people can follow you. But is there any last thoughts you would like to share with us and the viewers and listeners?
I think to Randy's point about him feeling like a failure, I think that there's so much inside of all of us. And I like to tell people all the time, there's nothing different about me than anybody else. Truthfully, all it is a decision that's down on the inside of all of us to go out and take the world by storm. And it's not some distance cliche that people oftentimes are like, you can do and be anything you want, they tell you that kindergarten, you're like, yeah, believe it. But when you truly go out and into the world and say to myself, okay, there's nothing standing between me and becoming XYZ, there truly isn't. And when you believe that and you know it in your heart, there's nothing that can stop that. So that will really just be my hope, to be the legacy, to be able to have people know that within themselves is everything that they dreamed. And it doesn't come from anybody else, doesn't come from external anything. It really comes from inside.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
And you are leaving that legacy as you continue to set the bar higher and higher, as you continue on your journey as Miss Delaware USA. And this is only the beginning, my dear.
Yes, we're just getting started, just getting started.
Randy, I know that Noah knows, and I know, but I'm just letting you know.
I know.
Okay, good. This is only the beginning of the journey. And really you have, done such an incredible job in the first 3 to 4 months. I think it's 4 months now since Miss Delaware USA. And you've just done such an incredible job staying so active in the community, giving back, making appearances, and being such a positive role model to your sisters, your pageant sisters, not just your biological sisters, your pageant sisters.
One thing I wanted to add, as a parent, I have 3 sons, and they're really close, like you and your sisters.
Yeah.
And as a parent, that makes me so happy. Like, they love each other.
Right.
They're always supporting each other, and it's really incredible to see.
Yeah.
So your parents must be extremely proud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I know that I try to tell you, they would literally wear t-shirts of our faces if they could. They
they would.
so
they might, now that you've said it.
Honestly, my mom is probably listening to this, that's a good idea. Let's go. Let's figure it out.
I'll be getting a text message from Noah's mom. The t-shirts are already at the printer.
Ordered. Which size? Do you want one? Yes. That sounds like her.
Noa, as we conclude again the interview, we're going to ask you a traditional question. If you could chat with anyone from the past or present on a podcast, who would it be and why?
Somebody that I love right now, that I have been doing a lot of listening to their thinking and their thought process and mentality, is a woman named Caroline Wenga. Caroline Wenga is the CEO of Essence Magazine, but she is literally if I could be anybody, I want to be her. Love the way she approaches success from a very authentic space. And I just appreciate a humanity in very high places. And I love when women can lead, and not only lead, but lead from a space from their heart, that allows space for other people to be seen, to see themselves, and also to be able to emulate that in society, and someone who really goes the extra mile to show that. And I think she's someone that I really enjoy and am looking at a lot right now. And I would love to talk to her.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great one, actually. Yeah. Love that. Maybe she's listening.
I hope so.
Cover of Essence Magazine.
Yeah. Maybe. Fingers crossed. Yes.
Fingers crossed. Oh my goodness. That would be so amazing. Noa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, we're Randy and I, and on behalf of the Pronto podcast production team, thank you for joining us. And we wish you so much luck as you continue your preparation for the Miss USA pageant, which will be held in Reno, Nevada, last week of September. Visit MissDelawareUSA.com or all social media handles at Noa Mills. Am I correct? Yep. At Noa Mills.
At the Noa Mills, THE Noa Mills, or at Miss DE USA.
There you go. And Miss DE USA to follow her journey. Noa, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Right?
She's incredible.
I'm telling you, Randy, she's a rare gem.
Yeah.
Right?
I would love to meet her parents.
Yes, and you will absolutely love them as well.
Yeah.
The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, and it's really a testament of who she is, but also her entire family. Just wonderful people, remarkable, and I have so much respect for the entire family. And when she shared with you how she is a family person, it's very true, and I can relate to that, being a family person, and I respect that, and I treasure that tremendously. So
I have a question. If she wins the Miss USA, that trumps Delaware?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes. That's a good thing. We want that. But even whatever happens, she will always be Miss Delaware USA 2023.
Right.
It's just how it works. If she, or let's speak it into existence when she wins Miss USA, right? We always like to speak that into existence. She would then become Miss USA. And usually it's custom that not always, but the first runner up will assume the position.
Oh, wow.
Usually, and not always. Sometimes, there's unique situations, but usually that's what would happen, because someone has to fulfill that position. But she definitely is working very hard for that title. And but I mean, even just as Miss Delaware USA, she is continuing to work hard, get out there, be involved in the community, and just really represent the state so well. And hats off to you, Noah. And thank you for being the most positive role model and a beautiful pageant sister to so many other pageant contestants. And I commend you and what you continue to do. So thank you. Randy, another great show.
Yeah.
Another great show.
Yeah.
And happy 20th episode.
Yeah.
Even through the minor technical difficulties, the show must go on. And I always say that the show must go on. And we appreciate all of your patience for everyone tuning in, through supporting us through our journey for our Pronto podcast.
And you can see Pronto on Spotify, Apple TV, Amazon. So and you can listen to it and see the episodes also.
Yes, and YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Facebook. I know that Curry Hair, Skin and Nails has it on their Facebook page already. So, and then stay tuned. There's a lot of changes happening for Pronto, but good changes, So you might be seeing more of Randy and I and maybe some places that you travel. So you never know, but just stay tuned, because we are very proud of what we're doing here at Pronto. We are proud of our production team, because it does truly take a village. So thank you to everyone that supports Pronto and all the moving pieces behind, and all the individuals that play a huge role in the success of this podcast, and making sure that we give the opportunity and the platform to so many of the individuals and guests that join us.
Yeah. And anyone out there who knows somebody that would be fabulous on Pronto, please let us know.
Oh, yes, definitely. So contact us. You can contact me on Instagram at Cenza. So it's at CENZA, or Randy at Randy. Is it Randy J. Curry or Randy Curry?
Randy J. Curry.
I was right.
I never used J, but.
What does J stand for?
James.
Gotcha. Now I learned something new about Randy. So at Randy J. Curry, you can follow us, but also if you're interested in joining our podcast and would like to be on, or you have a guest in mind that would like to be on our podcast, reach out to us. We're always looking for individuals who are, honestly, it's anything and everything. We love to feature a diverse group of people on our podcast. And I think that's what's so special about this podcast, because not only are we inspiring, we are learning, we are educating. And I think that's what's powerful.
It's really nice to see positive people, positive energy.
Yes, it's motivating. It's motivating. And sometimes you need a friendly reminder, right? Again, thank you for joining us on our 20th episode. Make sure you follow Noa Mills at Noa Mills, or at Miss DE USA. You can also check out the website, MissDelawareUSA.com, and follow her journey toward the crown. So follow her journey to Miss USA in Reno, Nevada. Thank you again, everyone. And Pronto, Randy.
Pronto, Vincenza.